Okay, good. Good evening. Hi, this is Emily Richards, founder and director of the Stickman consultancy. And obviously, we are live on this Wednesday evening, and I am joined tonight by Sophie Banks, headmistress at Pembridge Hall School in Notting Hill in London. Hi, Sophie.
Hi, Emily. Thank you for having me tonight.
Thank you very much for being here. And I know you said London was carnage today. You left school specifically to get here a little bit early. So we are super grateful for that. And it's actually really lovely to have a female head with us, because we've interviewed a lot of heads, but a lot of them are male. So not that there's anything wrong with the males, but it's lovely to have a female with me tonight. So thank you for joining us.
Pleasure. Looking forward to it.
So I don't know if you could just start by telling us what brought you, across your career sort of pathway, quickly, what sort of brought you to this place? Brief career history would be, really interesting.
So I've done a real array of schools. I've always been in the independent sector. I started at a co-ed through school, working in the junior school, and then I moved to take over a boarding house with my husband. So we did boarding school life in South London for a few years, and then we decided to leave London behind and headed out to Northamptonshire, where I was head of the junior department at a prep school that went from 3 to 13-year-olds, co-ed again. So many, many years of my career have been in co-ed education. And then we left Beechborough in Northamptonshire and headed down south. My husband is head of an all-boys prep school, boarding prep school. So at that point said, right, go and get a job, Sophie. And I was okay, of course I will. And the challenge was on. He had a headship and I desperately wanted one. So I got the headship of a school called Eton End in Datchet. And that was a co-ed school as well. So that was where I started my first headship. And now, as of September, I just joined Pembridge Hall, which is an all-girls prep school. So for me, the first time to head to the all-girls route. It's a large all-girls prep school based in London. So a really different experience to anything I've had before, but a really exciting one.
Oh, very much so. And quite a change, I would imagine.
Yes, definitely. I mean, London is different to anything that I've experienced outside of London. It really is.
Yes, yeah. Well, I am a big fan of single-sex education, and my daughter has always gone through girls' schools. So, I'm really excited to be talking to you more about that tonight. I don't know if you could just tell us a little bit about Pembridge Hall School and what's unique about it, what you offer to girls, why you think it's a really strong school.
So Pembridge is a really exciting school. It goes from reception to year 6, all girls, as we said. We're about 450 girls in total. And we don't assess girls on entry. And that's something that I'm really very, very proud of, because within London, that's quite unusual. So we have a broad range of abilities within the school. However, if you look at our exit points, it's incredible. The academic journey the girls go on, the outcomes that they get at the end. But to me, an education at Pembridge is not all about the 11+ journey. I know that's a massive part of London life, but actually it's about teaching girls to love learning. It's about being academically ambitious for them at their own individual level. It's about giving them scope of opportunity and loads of different experiences that they'll find the thing that makes them love learning, the thing that makes them excited about being young. They're only little ones. So, we don't want them to grow up too fast. And within London, I feel really quite strongly about that. We want them to be allowed to be children. We want them to allow them to have fun within the school environment. And I think what Pembridge does so well is combine excellent pastoral care with being academically ambitious. And we prove that actually you can have both. You really can. And actually both go hand in hand. I genuinely believe that happy girls will thrive, and that if we look after that emotional well-being, then within the classroom, they're going to be the best they can be. So.
Lovely. And how do you kind of craft and cultivate that love of learning? What kind of specific examples do you use?
So
about.
So learning is so much fun. I mean, there's two things. One of the joys of being in London is that, London is our classroom. It's one of my favourite new catchphrases. We're in Notting Hill. We can walk to Kensington. We've got the Science Museum. We've got the Natural History Museum. We've got the Design Museum. We've got the V&A. There's so much on our doorstep that can bring the learning alive. So that's one element. The other side is sort of a hugely practical aspect of our school education. So within the science department, it's a very, very practical curriculum that we deliver. We want the girls to have a gender neutral experience to their life. That's really important to us. And all those subject areas where perhaps previously would have been seen as male dominated areas, we want them to believe that they can succeed in those. So, the STEM side of life is really engaging within school. I'd say learning is fun. And I just think when you're little, learning should be fun. You should skip in school in the morning and skip out at the end of the day full of tales and stories of wonderful things that you've done.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It sounds good. And what in terms of, just on a slightly more negative note, I guess, what would you say are the kind of biggest marketing and admissions challenges facing independent schools currently, and what emerging challenges do you foresee as well?
Oh, so that's really interesting. So marketing and admissions, as in getting the pupils through the door?
Well, whatever, is it competition? Do you see it as sort of internal issues such as, staffing, or whatever you see that in your school as those marketing and admissions challenges? It could be recruitment, retention, etc.
Okay, so I'm really lucky that within the area we're in, Pembridge Hall has a fantastic name, a phenomenal name with the parent body. So recruitment of children is in a wonderful position at the moment. However, recruitment of staff is really difficult, and actually extremely tricky at the moment to find staff of the caliber that we want, that we feel our girls deserve. And to find staff that are going to be exciting and fun and engaging with the girls. I just think the teaching world has shrunk. I'm not sure where everyone's hiding. I do understand it's a really tough job. And during COVID, it was really, really tough to be a teacher. There was no respite at all. Don't get me wrong. I know every profession it was really tough for, but for many teachers, we were teaching like this online. We were in everybody's front rooms. Everybody had an opinion on how our lesson was going. And that, I think, for many teachers has made them reassess whether it's what they really want to do in life. And many have walked away from the profession, which is so sad, because they all went into the profession because they love children and because they want to help children. And I think, and I really hope, that view of teaching will come back, because it is the best job in the world. And I just hope that people re-find that love for teaching. So that's a really big one. Obviously, there's political concerns that are worrying all of us. What's going to happen to the independent sector if we get a Labour government? That's something on everybody's mind. Of course it is. I suppose we try not to think about it too hard at the moment and just see what lies in store there. So yeah, I mean, I think it is one of the key things is about getting your marketing absolutely right, isn't it? And making sure that the message is out there, that the story is the story you want it to be, and that you're very careful about any negative press, and just making sure that, because it can be damaging so quickly, and actually it might not even necessarily be true. So communication with parents, I think, is absolutely key, that they know what's going on, why we're making decisions, what's happening within school. And actually, they're often our biggest champions, and the ones that will shout about the school and really pass on the wonderful news. So it's really important to keep them in the communication fold.
Yeah, absolutely. If you can get that strong engagement with your parent body, and they become an extension of your marketing department, really, don't they? They're the best. They can endorse your school to others. It really is, that word of mouth is really the strongest form of marketing. Interesting what you're saying about, yes, the difficulties around recruiting, you know, the caliber of staff that you're after. If anyone's listening and, you know, you want to talk to Sophie about, you know, Pembridge Hall and any opportunities that may exist, of course, you can get in touch. Sophie, how might someone get in touch with you if that's the case?
Oh, fantastic. So we are a member of the Alpha Plus group. And if you were to look on the Alpha Plus website, you'll see all of the recruitment opportunities that are out there at the moment. It's a busy, busy time at the moment. Obviously, we're preparing for next academic year. And we know that teachers in other schools have to give a term's notice. So there's a few bits and bobs up on the portal that we would love to see applicants for.
Super. Okay, go check it out if that sounds interesting to you. And tell us something that's exciting on the horizon for Pembridge Hall at the moment.
Oh, so we've got quite a few things going on at the moment. So right here, right now, our Year 6 girls are about to do their Year 6 production. We don't have a theatre on site, but we have the absolute joy of hiring the Tabernacle Theatre in Notting Hill. So the girls get the opportunity to perform in a professional theatre with lighting, and it's just an incredible opportunity for them, and sort of a real pinnacle of their Pembridge Hall career. So that's coming up in the next few weeks. This academic year, we opened what we call our innovation space, which is an area that's really key to all our coding, green screening, all that side of IT within school life. And we want to develop that further. So STEM is a major part of life at Pembridge. And I think in the next academic year, we're going to look at how we can develop entrepreneurship within our girls, giving them an exciting opportunity to bring together technology, design, entrepreneurship, and use our incredible innovation space to help them on that. And at the same time, we've just signed up to become a Microsoft incubator school, and we hope that eventually we'll become a showcase school. IT is really big at Pembridge. You know, we're so lucky to have the backing of APG. They really help us and ensure that we have first-class facilities. We have first-class opportunities for our girls. And it just makes actually a really exciting future to come. So I'm new in post. I've only been there. This is my second term. So I'm sort of finding my feet, finding my way within the school. But already I can feel that actually there's a really exciting future ahead to make sure that we're at the forefront of educational ideas and experiences for the girls. We're definitely a research-based school. We're very keen as a staff room to ensure that we've got, you know, exciting vision moving forwards. And the staff all buy into that. They are a fabulous team, without doubt.
Amazing. And just explain what that means, that research-based school. What is that? Yeah,
so as a team, we have all signed up to be part of the Charter College of Teaching, and within that's a very research-focused community. And as a group, we meet having taken certain aspects of teaching. You know, it might be how do we stretch and challenge our more able girls, or, you know, it could be any different aspect. And as a team, we come together to look at the latest research, to try it within our classroom. You know, one perfect example is we have a fabulous system where we use QR codes for marking and feedback for the girls. So our younger girls are able to get their iPads, they click on the QR code, up comes the teacher's voice. The girls can then record on that their feedback, and there's a wonderful dialogue between child and teacher that the parents can also then see when they click onto the QR code. So that idea of being as a team working together to find the very best in education, to ensure that the girls experience the very best opportunities, is something we're really, really proud of. And a lot of this has happened historically. As I said, I've only been there 2 terms, but it's something I'm really, really keen that we keep going, and that we keep using research and you know, research into education to make sure we're at the forefront of all we do.
I absolutely love the sound of your school. It sounds fantastic.
Come and visit, Emily. Come and visit.
I will. And I was just thinking, you know, if you ever want a marketing chat to your pupils about entrepreneurship and all of that, I can more than happy to.
Yes, please. Them. How to launch a business, how to launch a business, how to market your business. Yes, please. That'd be amazing.
Oh, brilliant. It sounds amazing. STEM, Innovation Centre, entrepreneurship, gender neutral, you know, girls being strong. It's fantastic. Loads of opportunities. And I think above all, I love the learning is fun sort of angle to it all, because as you say, you know, they really do soak it up then, don't they? And if they're kind of happy and living and breathing those experiences that you describe with having London on your doorstep as well. So it sounds really, really wonderful. Just a couple of extra questions, if I may. I'd love to know, and you've answered this to a degree, is what is your why? Why do you do what you do every day?
Oh, that's a really interesting one, Emily. I've always worked in education. I've always, from the minute I left school and went to university, I've always wanted to be a teacher. I think it is the best job in the world. I had the best maths teacher when I was at prep school. Well, there's two things. One, my prep school days were my happiest school days. I went to the choir school to Chichester Cathedral. It was called Prebendal, and I loved it. And Mr. Smith was my idol. Mr. Smith, my maths teacher. And I think the reason I went into education was because Mr. Smith showed me what an amazing teacher is like. And I wanted to be that person. And it's interesting that I've ended up in leadership, because I think initially I was very much about wanting to teach children and show children that love of learning. And then as I got older and did a bit more, you know, training myself and my masters and whatever, I suddenly realized that actually in leadership, you have the chance to mold 450 children's opportunity to learn.
Yes.
And it's the best job in the world. It genuinely is. I love it.
Oh, how wonderful. And well done, Mr. Smith, for inspiring you to get to this position as well. And last question, what are you most proud of?
At Pembridge?
Sorry, pardon?
At Pembridge itself, or just in life?
Let's think. I think in life, yeah, let's go big on that one.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay. Well, in life, I'm going to say being a head. I think it's a really tough job. It's a really tough job. And, you know, to all the heads out there, I absolutely take my hat off to you, because day in, day out, you have to have a smile on your face. You have to listen to people. You have to empathize, but you have to lead, and you have to make sure your school is the best it can be all the time. And I'm really proud to be a head. There's an amazing camaraderie amongst the local London heads, and also amongst the IAPS heads as well. There really is. So I'm really proud that I've had this opportunity. You know, I've worked hard to get here. It doesn't just get given.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, I, as I said, I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. Well, I think Pembridge Hall are very lucky to have you, and you're only 2 terms in, as you say. So, you know, there's lots ahead for you and the school, and it sounds as though it's a really exciting direction that it's heading in. So thank you so much for joining me and for sharing your thoughts on, well, what's unique about Pembridge and why you do what you do. It's really lovely to hear. And I love that sort of, you know, pupils skipping in, skipping out. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to skip out of this interview. Very happy to have met you and to have spoken to you tonight. So thank you, Sophie.
Lovely. Thanks so much for having me, Emily. Nice to see you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.